I think it may have been a Jeff Foxworthy joke, but I once heard that if a nipple gets bitten off, it'll grow back. I decided to test that hypothesis for science. It did grow back, but a little special. Now, this story takes place when I'm still in high school. I had the day off from my burger flipping job. Ah, what a beautiful day for a science experiment. So I have this knife, kind of like this one. Wait, how long have I had this knife? It might actually have been this one. Anyway, the blade is dull as shit, so I ended up having to use these serrated edges. So there I am, trying to hold my nipple with one hand and cut through it with the other. It's not working very well. Since I keep bleeding, I can't keep a good hold on it. I then decide to grab a safety pin and put it through the nib. This way, I have something to hold on to. And as for the blood, the assortment of napkins I'm using, not doing a very good job. I then decide to take an old dress shirt and tie it around my waist. That way, I can soak up all the blood and not make a mess. The other issue I ran into is since this process is going rather slow, the blood keeps clotting and making it harder to progress. To take care of this, I grab a bowl and fill it with ice cubes. That way, I can keep it cold and it won't clot too quickly. So there I am, hacking through it, and I am in agony. I don't know if you know this, but a nipple is basically just an exposed nerve. I get about halfway, and I need to stop and take a break. So I put a shirt on and start to gather my courage for round 2. At that moment, my mom comes home from work. "Hi, Mom." She gives me a hug. Ooh. And she's like, "Hito, I'm really tired. I think I'll take a nap." And I'm like, "Good idea." She goes to her room, and now I know I've got a very short window to finish this. Now, one thing about her is she's a very light sleeper. The tiniest noise will wake her from a dead sleep. So not only is the clock ticking, but now I must do the rest in complete silence. One eternity later, and I finish up. You could actually see the white ring that is the nerve coming through. I put away all the tools, I clean up all the blood. Right as she's waking up again, I put my shirt back on and carry on as usual. The aftermath. For a while, the sensation was pretty strange. Like if I went to the refrigerator to grab a drink and the cold air hit my chest, my right side would behave normally. Bing! But the left, since the feeling had nowhere to go, it would just go back in and I'd be in excruciating torment. Pretty quickly, it scabbed over and healed. I looked like a Ken doll on half my torso for a while. And after a few months, it did start to grow back. Even now, there's a noticeable color difference on that side, and it takes that one a bit longer to recognize when it's cold. I do still have it somewhere. The safety pin just looks like there's a crusty booger on it. And that's the nipple story. This is one of my favorites to tell. I've actually met people at parties telling each other about this guy who cut his own nipple off. And I was like, yeah, that's me. I even have the scar. And they were all like, whoa, I thought this was just some urban legend. And that's my time, folks. Thank you for watching. And if you care to hear more wacky adventures, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be safe and don't do anything I would do.